And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another, finally, new episode of the YTF Show. We have today
Woohoo!
Shireen, who is joining
Hello,
us,
hello.
Hey,
and Daryl,
hello.
all the way from down under.
Hello, all the way from down under.
How
Hello,
cold is it there
everybody.
now?
Yeah.
Right now it's not that bad. It's the afternoon, so it's about 11.5 degrees, which is considered quite warm because of the last couple of days it's been like single digits. So this is quite a
But I
change,
guess
a
it
good
gets
thing
really cold
because
at
it is
night,
bloody
right?
cold at times.
But
Yeah, at
Daryl,
night it
is
does get
the
cold and early morning.
is the wind actually chilly
Mm.
or is the air still?
Well, to be honest, if there is no wind, you don't really feel the cold. The
Yeah,
wind
you don't.
factor, the wind factor does play a big part, huge part.
I
So
remember the winds there, crazy, man. The winds.
it can be quite mad. So yeah, thankfully today seems all right. Yeah, quite cool and calm outside, but it's rainy season as well, so going out is a bit
Oh,
tough lah. Put it this way,
cold.
to throw rubbish, you got to dress up to throw rubbish lah. Obviously, she's very annoying. It's annoying.
You're dressed up to go and throw rubbish, is it?
Well, yeah, I got to at least put on a pair of jeans, shoes, because it's too cold to wear slippers and run down. Oh god, and then it's wet because it's raining, so you don't want to wear slippers and step on puddles.
Right.
Well, not
Okay.
puddles, just at my apartment unit. You got to walk through the corridors and you get like waterlogged some points. So yeah.
I can imagine, putting on thick winter clothing or thick jackets
Just to go throw rubbish.
take out rubbish.
See, okay, I'll give you an example why I say change, right? So I have my indoor clothes, which is I wear to lounge around, right? So you got my jacket and all that stuff. So if I'm going to throw rubbish, I can't. To me, at least, I don't like to wear that same clothes that I lay out on the couch with or on the bed with.
Oh, okay. So you be
Because once I
OCD
go
that way, lah.
out, a bit once I go out and throw rubbish, you're the rubbish area, right?
Yeah.
So to me,
Contamination.
I wear clothes that I go out with to do that. So literally, you got to change out of your clothes into like so you're going out just to throw rubbish and then you're back upstairs again in 3 minutes. So
Okay, I have a solution for you. Why don't you just prepare one throw rubbish set of clothes, like a winter jacket? Then you just wear that to throw rubbish.
Wow, it can be quite expensive then. But no, yeah. So what we do is because it's winter and the rubbish doesn't. Okay, unless you're like after cooking, then we throw. But the normal general rubbish we kind of keep it in until like we go out to buy something. Then on the way to the car, then throw that. We have that kind of process.
Yeah,
Like
I
that kind of.
that same kind of rules lah. Only when I'm going out or when I'm actually
correct.
going to the car. Yeah.
So right now I got
What?
like trash from yesterday, but thankfully no food stuff lah. So okay, I keep it in the kitchen for a while.
Trash from yesterday, but you ain't gonna throw it.
Later I'm supposed to go and do a few things outside, which I'm a bit lazy to. Once I get my ass out of this chair, then I might do that. I need to make a booze run.
Oh, buy some for me, bruh.
Yeah, can stock up on wines.
Okay.
So what happens here on? Yeah. So
Yep.
what's the plan for today, boys and girl? Boy and girl.
Yeah, I
no
just want
Danny.
to
No
address
Danny
that,
today.
Yeah, we don't have Danny here today. He's tied up with work stuff, so it's just the three of us.
No
So I
worries.
wanted to talk a little bit about the quiz that we've been running. I mean, if
Mm.
anyone has been following us, hopefully you have. We've been running a kind of a bi-weekly quiz.
Yeah.
It's a movie quiz where we
I think
all
it's
sit
good.
together.
I think it was a good mix of how the questions were asked. It was
I think different styles, right? Everybody has
Yeah,
different
I
styles
like
of asking. It's kind of cool.
I like how it was set, or Mabel was setting it such as she gave you a couple of key pointers, whether it's characters or plot, then you kind of had to guess which movie it's from. I think that is quite unique, apart from your usual or who plays this or who plays that or what was the name of this or that. So that was quite cool, that segment.
True.
I like that.
I'm actually
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, right? So, we had movies from the 90s. We had movies from the 2000s. We had all kinds of weird kind of format, right? So I'm actually thinking of coming up with 10 questions from the 80s, 10 questions from the 90s, 10 questions from the 2000s, and 10 questions from the 2010s. So there's 40 questions, evenly for everyone, and each of the 10
Mm.
questions will hit each and every category. So there'll be an action, there will be an adventure, there will be a horror, there will be a comedy.
That could work. But I think the challenge here is how do we, I mean, not how do we, but more on the next set of questions has to go really deep into the movie, or it's going to be obscure movies, or what we deem obscure, as in, not the ones that we normally watch. Because a lot of the questions have been asked on,
Yeah.
like, for example, Armageddon, right? There's only so much you can ask on the surface of Armageddon, unless you want to go deep into it a little bit more.
Armageddon
Like-
actually can. There's a lot.
Like, for example, what was the, okay, I top of my head, right? What was the name of the plane, the training plane that was used in Armageddon when they were
Oh,
training
shit, man. You guys gonna ask
when they
that
were
question?
training Bruce
I'm
Willis
sure
and
they'll
the
sit out.
team to be astronauts. So when they did the tumble and turning and all that, right? What was the actual plane that used, or what was the song, a theme song that they played while showing that scene?
Okay, that one is tough.
Ah. So I
No,
correct. You know
dude,
what I'm
but you
saying? No,
see,
it's got to
I
go
think
like
you need
really
to
in
jog.
deep, right?
You need to jog their memory, If you're going for like 80s, like 90s film, right? And if they didn't watch it recently, right? Is you have the question has to be triggered towards jogging
Yeah,
your memory.
correct.
Right?
But that's where the
that's-
fun starts, right?
No,
You know
Yeah,
it, but you
Mm.
can't pinpoint.
if you notice that, okay, the last quiz, especially the one Rabi created, right? A lot of movies
It's tough.
was in the
It was
2000s.
tough.
It was tough. But I was very surprised with CK. CK did not know or wasn't even his usual close lah. His
He seemed distracted a bit.
ants
if you
life
ask me.
or bugs. Blink
Yeah.
128. He didn't come out with
Yeah,
anything like that.
Blink
No, he
128.
just didn't know. So I thought
Yeah.
that everyone has a strong point when it comes to the decades of movies. I mean, I gave myself also 80s I was bad, 90s I did not too bad, 2000s so lah. So I guess we all look at it
Yeah.
differently.
There were some movies which I honestly watched once, like a long time ago, like the Big Lebowski. Like I can't remember the details, lah. That's
no,
sort of
I
thing.
can't.
And some of to be honest, I think when the countdown starts, you kind of get kanchong, right? And you kind of forget
Actually,
simple
serious
stuff.
another question, because if you notice,
Successful.
I always have to take out my headset if I'm trying to remember a
Because
name.
you're thinking, right? You're thinking.
Yeah,
I'm trying
like
to think, and then
yeah,
you
it's
get
like,
Ravi
you feel
and-
so stupid after that.
David all
Yeah,
making fun or
Yeah.
on the call, right? So you're like, some silence or what? Sometimes it
Yeah.
works, sometimes it doesn't.
like a good example would be Janet Fonda. Like, where the hell I come up with Janet? I mean, I know it's Bridget, right? But some reason I wrote Janet. Stupid things like that, lah. Or in fact, James Franco, remember not? Nick, earlier and around, we were testing the quiz, and then
the first quiz we ever had.
yeah, who was that? That was I think the answer was James Franco, and I just blanked out. I mean, I know, of course, you know who James Franco is, but when there's a timer, right? You kind of like
I blanked
gets-
out on Tim Allen, Mr. Home Improvement.
yeah, same. I blanked out. I knew it was Tim something. I don't know what, I couldn't remember his surname. I blanked out.
Okay, like you were one leg up, like I couldn't even remember the team, so I was like, I
yeah,
can
that's
remember his
Tim.
face.
I keep saying Tim the Two-Man. Tim the Two-Man. What's his name? Oh my god. Forgot his
So in
name.
the show, it was Tim Toolman Taylor, right?
Yeah, Tim the Two-Man Taylor. Correct. But I knew it wasn't Tim Taylor. It's like, Tim what? So yeah. So yeah, Shirin, you should have joined in, because honestly, it's anyone's game, lah.
I wanted to lah, but I had some work, so then I like crap. Then by the time I joined, then I was buzzing Dom in the YTF group, because I could only hear Dom. I cannot hear anyone else. I saw everybody moving, and then I texted in the group and I said, Dom, let me in, give me the link, so that I could tell him that I only can hear him. Mana tahu the whole recording screwed up.
Oh yeah,
but
that
I
was a
I
was
wanted to rewatch it so that I could get some. I would gauge the type of questions that Ravi is asking. Is
but
he?
I did rewatch it. It was the sound okay, you know. Only I think the last section, because okay, to be fair, last week we had a lot of connection issues. I think we had
Mm,
three or four dropouts, and every time we
right.
needed to reconnect. Only the
Even
last bit
Twitch was
we,
having a problem.
yeah, I think it was just my connection probably on that day. It was just not a good
Right.
day lah for my connection. But
Right. Right.
I
Right.
was watching it over again on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Sound okay.
Okay. I
Sounds
wanted
okay.
to rewatch it because you said that you were going to remove it. Then I was like, oh crap. Then I wouldn't know the type of questions that Ravi will ask, because I feel that it is also when friends when the friends ask questions, right? You sort of gauge, you can know their style already, right? Like for example, Daryl, if you give him a free hand, he will do all the things that he's familiar with, you
Yeah,
know.
true.
Likewise Derek, likewise Rabi, likewise like Mabel and all that. Like, but CK is quite top notch lah. If you ask me, CK and
yeah.
Danny,
CK's questions are quite difficult. The way that,
No, I like
and he's so
yeah,
technical,
yeah, I like the way CK structure his
crafted.
questions.
Yeah,
it's quite good.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's very precise. It can fool you a little bit, but it's all
yeah,
there lah. You know, I like his
yeah.
questions.
I'm quite sure he put a lot of thoughts to it lah. Like crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah. But they had to lah, because all the so-called straightforward questions we kind of asked it already in the first few rounds.
Yeah, true.
So they needed to be creative with the questions, and I think they did very well. So good.
I know it'll be curious to see what comes out next week. Like, I think Nav wants to create his own questions, right?
Now really
That'll
serious,
be
Android.
interesting.
I think he
That will
has a
be
lot of.
interesting.
I think he has a lot of archive now, because that he's been hosting for quite some time, right?
So I remember, I think it was one of the early ones. I think after Nav created one round of questions before that, right?
I think he worked with me once, but I
Mm.
don't know whether he created any,
The one
or
before
maybe
you,
he
I think.
picked
The one
with
before
Derek.
you. With Derek. So
Hmm.
I know he was asking a lot of questions. I think one of the questions was the last question was the Cornetto trilogy. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So I also
Yeah,
was,
that's what I thought. I was thrown off a bit, like that one. I had no clue. I had no clue.
because I remember
Yeah, I
I
didn't know about that as well. It was hot
Hot
fudge
Fuzz,
block, hot
no, Shaun of the
fudge,
Dead, Hot
fudge, Shaun
Fuzz,
of the Dead, hot fudge, and
and
end of the
Worlds
world.
Apart. End of the
World, no,
Worlds Apart?
end of the world, or world end, or
World's
something like
End. The
that.
World's End.
The world's end, which is on Netflix now, by the way.
Oh,
The
really?
world's end.
Okay.
I mean,
The
okay, so just the
world
funny thing,
end.
right? Australia Netflix, although I'm still subscribed to Malaysia, but what I see here is different.
Yeah, it's always like that one.
Oh,
Yeah, because I
I think
remember
it's
a couple of
geotag,
weeks
right?
back, yeah, geotech. So a couple of weeks back, I put on my reminder because it came into my email on Ready Player One, right?
Uh,
But in Australia, only last week came out. It's bloody. So I was looking for it. Why don't I find it?
so
So it only came last week.
so coming back to my story,
I
right? I
watched
mean,
it.
I did Google about the Cornetto trilogy, and for some rather, I click, I came up about a quiz about Cornetto trilogy, and I was looking through all the quiz questions. It's all the questions that Nav actually asked. So he was actually getting it. He actually Googled, probably movie quiz,
Yeah,
and started copying down the movies. So that
which is
one
natural. I mean, it's yeah, fair game on that one.
is natural. But one thing I noticed is after that, everyone else, I think, started by Mabel. Mabel created, CK created, Rabi created. Everything was on their own, and things got a lot
Yeah.
more interesting already then.
Yes, because everybody have their own style of playing, which I think is damn cool. Because I feel that it's expected. Like if you don't do it differently, it's expected already. When you throw the person off guard, right? That's where everybody start to be kiasu lah and all that shit. Especially Rabi.
Okay,
Bitter is hot, right?
I,
The blood.
I want to bring this out about the quiz, and I was really hoping that Danny would be here. We need to address Danny's
Dennis.
comedies.
Oh, comedies. I think he watched zero comedies. No, zero.
He watched a
He
few.
doesn't like to
I know
laugh.
Waterboy he watched because he knew Katie Bates. I think last question. There was a few comedies that he did watch lah, so give that to him. But he did not. He doesn't watch comedy. Period. So I was hoping he'll be here. So anyway, hopefully he watches this. So I'm gonna ask you guys, recommend him three comedies to watch. What three comedies would you recommend
What
to
Wait,
him?
sort
hold
of
on. So
comedies?
when
You
you
want
say comedy, is
slapstick?
slapstick? Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm asking. Slapstick
slapstick.
or smart comedy
Mm.
or like rom-com type of comedy or
Probably
what?
one
Yeah.
of each. So if I had to go first, I'll recommend him these three comedies lah. Okay, first is
Mm,
Anchorman, The Legend of
okay.
Ron Burgundy. I think that one is quite classic. I
He
don't know whether you've
okay.
watched it.
Assuming he has not watched those, no.
Assuming he has not watched, so I'll
Okay,
recommend
that's a
him
good
that.
one. Yeah, Ron Burgundy of obvious is a definite must watch.
Yes. Then I would recommend him the Nice Guys.
Uh,
So
That
not
one
the
more like
other guys,
action comedy lah.
not the other guys.
Oh, nice guys, nice guys.
The
Yeah,
Nice
it's
Guys.
action
nice
comedy as
guys.
well. Yeah,
It
Nice
is
guys.
Russell Crowe and what's that
yeah.
La La
He
Land guy?
plays a detective.
What's that Ryan
Okay,
Gosling.
because we watched
Remember Ryan
we
Gosling?
watched
Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
we watched the other guys, but he wasn't so kan?
Yeah, the other guys he didn't quite
He
like.
wasn't so
So
yeah.
these two movies I would really recommend him. The third comedy
Mm.
I'm not so sure which one to give him. I would have given him an Adam Sandler one, but I think he watched it already. Cause I remember he watched Waterboy, he watched Wedding Singer, so I'm guessing he's into Adam Sandler lah, I guess. But these are the two movies I would recommend to him lah. What are the movies you would recommend to him?
Sharon, you want to go
Uh,
first?
okay,
Since
my
you
side
kind of like been watching movies with him through
not
yeah.
really that much lah,
Yeah.
but it's just that he said that I remember that he said that he preferred to watch stand up. Okay, so if he's going to go for comedy, you go full blown comedy. Means he likes to watch stand up, right? So probably like really more no brainer type of joke, right? Just give me a minute. Sean. Yeah, sorry. He's switching on the TV, my brother. Sorry. Yeah, so I would go for Talladega Nights.
Oh, Ricky Bobby.
Okay. Right. Because maybe because I just wanted him to experience a little bit more on other characters apart from stand-up comedians. You see.
Okay, fair point.
Okay. The other one probably but there's Kevin Hart in it, so Jumanji. But I don't know whether he watched Jumanji because it's not really. But for me, it's quite. There were some snippets of funny, some snippet of rom-com, some snippet of slapsticks. So. The other one would be actually I don't know, man. One more is hard to crack.
I'm going to slip in here. I just thought of my third one I'll recommend to him just to see how he'll react. Dumb and Dumber. If he doesn't get appalled by Dumb and Dumber, then if he finds that funny lah, then at least we know that he really
Yeah.
likes kind of slapstick, stupid
Yeah.
kind of humor lah.
Yeah, and then oh no, I would so do Step Brothers, but I don't know whether he watched it.
Okay, you put Talladega Nights already. If he likes
Yeah,
Will
that's the
Ferrell,
thing, right? Yeah, he likes, but if not, right, he will. Okay, but does he watch like then if in terms of recommendation, probably like, but he did watch actually Dictator, if I'm not wrong. All the Ali G's
Borat.
Ali G, Borat, yeah. That one's like really stupid lah.
That'll be a nice suggestion as well. Okay, yeah, we'll put that in.
Mm.
Alright.
I think that's pretty much there already lah. Because for me, right, my funny man is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, true lah.
Yeah, again, it depends on what sort of comedy. For example, I would say Zoolander.
Paul Rudd.
If he likes
Oh,
Will Ferrell,
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Paul Rudd
I will-
also
Paul
sarcasm.
Rudd is in
Yeah.
Anchorman. Yeah. I would say Happy Gilmore if he likes Adam Sandler.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. And then maybe I'll throw in a slapstick, like a real Mel Brooks kind of slapstick, right? Like Robin Hood Men in Tights, or
I like that.
if you go back even further, maybe like Airplane or History of the World Part 1. This is like really stupid comedy, like there's no plot, you just watch and laugh, that kind of thing, right?
What was the one? The
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen one? He's doing a Rambo and shooting a chicken.
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots is also quite good. Hot Shots, part 1 and part 2. Yeah, Hot Shots Part 1 was much better, I felt. But yeah, Hot Shots could be one as well. We can recommend to Yanni.
So that's quite a variety already for him to. But yeah, he probably had to pick at least 2 of what we just mentioned earlier lah. Just go and watch it. But I feel that I don't know lah. If you say the chicken with the bow and hot shots, right? I don't think he will
Yeah, I
give the
don't
same.
know. I'm not sure. So, but then Robin Hood Men in Ties is more or less the same type of comedy.
Yeah, he will probably give the same reaction, right? Like how we did the other day, like when he watched the other guy. The other guys is it? Yeah, he's like, oh shit, but he wasn't laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny, if you're watching this, go watch all these movies. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
We'll do another review about it when we actually finish watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I wanted to talk about cinemas, right? So we talk a lot about movies. Actually, it's a lot of times that's the only thing that we talk about. And from what I heard, Malaysia, we have already opened up cinemas since 1st July. So of course, well, that is a good news for us. I'm quite concerned because what movies will they be showing? We don't have any new movies coming out because studios have actually delayed most of their launches. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? How do you think the cinemas will react, after this MCO?
I agree. I agree that if you were a production house or distribution house, like you probably would want to launch your movies when everyone is comfortable going back into the theaters. I think some of them have taken the route of Netflix and other online
Disney Plus
providers. Yeah, correct. Apple TV lah, Amazon Prime or whatever. Right? But I think in terms of revenue, it's nowhere near what you're going to get if you go back to cinema. So I think a lot of them will wait out and see what happens this year, and then they will push the launches to next year. That's what I think.
So you're saying basically this whole year we are not going to get any much movies lah, or at least any good ones lah.
Yeah, any good ones out there, because I'm not sure what the business model is like for like Netflix, because Netflix will have to fork out a lot of money for let's just say Top Gun 2 decides to go with Netflix, right? Netflix will have to fork out a lot of money for Top Gun 2.
Yep.
But Netflix can't charge their users or subscribers more.
Yep.
So in terms of revenue stream, it's going to be constantly that amount, and they're probably maxing out already because everyone's into watching stuff at home, right? So they got probably Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus.
Actually, that's a good point. So say for example, if a new MCU movie comes out, right, and they have no way of opening up in cinemas. Traditionally, MCU movies are $1 billion movie, right? I mean, Captain Marvel took home $1 billion, so they would want that kind of figure. No way Netflix is going to pay $1 billion just for a movie, right? So there's in other words,
but you never know. Maybe correct. Maybe things will be different. Maybe they have to make the business a bit versatile, because I know of Netflix of doing cannibalization, where if you see based on certain movies that you really want to watch but it's not available, it's because they don't want to release the rights to Netflix right? Because they are still demanding or maintaining their standards, right? It could be maybe just maybe that Netflix will be creating another layer for premium. I don't know. Maybe.
Netflix. I thought that Disney Plus might do that. Hopefully, probably in the near future, because Disney is a production house giant. They come out a movie every other week. So I would think that they would come up with a higher premium tier to charge customers, like a pay-per-view lah. So when they release a new movie, they'll charge $5 just to watch it, and you can watch it within 3 days.
Like Apple TV lah. Like Apple TV lah.
But don't forget also the fact that in terms of household expenditure, right? So for example, if the normal movies, so you got 5 people in your household, 5 people to pay each $10, for example, so that's $50. Whereas if you charge premium, say $8 or $10 a movie extra on top of your monthly subscription, you're going to lose out 4 people already in terms of per head.
Actually, very
Correct.
true.
So I don't think that's going to be a straightforward decision. But if, for example,
Mm.
this COVID is going to carry on for the next 2 years, then that might change
Well, the
how they
economy
do it.
wise, it will be projected as such, lah. Apparently so, because I think this is the first time in like human history that we've identified, apart from Ebola, but that was they wiped out the whole community, shit, right? That was a very long time ago, right? And it was able to contain. But I also thought it took years, but because the economy grew the same time with evolution, blah blah blah, and so all business, I mean, like those bigger organizations, right? I think they also projected the same. You take about 2 years to recover incomes and also can contain this situation, right? So the movie industry have to back up lah. They either design movies based on, if I'm not wrong, they have to design movies based on where the experience, the differentiators of experience being viewed at large. It accelerated even more, and I think they cannot even film movies with like those with a lot of audience, like mass. It will be a very long routine, a very big routine for
Actually,
them.
see, so this is a cool thing I was thinking about it, right? So, okay, the cinema chain is the supply chain for cinemas for movies is actually quite straightforward, right? It goes to cinemas get an exclusivity of I think what 3 months before they're allowed to.
Depends.
Yeah, depends.
Three
Some
to
is
six,
yeah,
3 to 6. Yeah,
some could be
yeah,
longer before it actually
mm,
goes into streaming sites, DVDs,
yeah,
Blu-rays, and all that. So,
yeah.
from what I gather, the only reason of that time period is because the cinema theaters demanded for it. It's not the studio's decision. It's actually the cinemas demanded for it. Yes, I'm going to show Avengers Endgame in my cinemas, but I want 3 months of screen time.
I may be wrong, but I think that one, the studios may also have a say because some of the movies are filmed specifically using equipment that is optimized for cinema viewing.
True, but that one we're talking about just
So,
a few.
general is the distribution house that will be saying, okay, your movie we think is going to be a hit, so I'll give you 2 months, 3 months,
So that,
whatever.
but that's a
Yeah.
scary thing. Now with COVID and all that, cinemas have no more power already. They can't simply say, okay, I want 3 months exclusivity for your Black Widow
Mm.
movie only because I cannot fill my cinema full house. I have a 1,000 cinema seating capacity, but I only can fill it up 25% because of COVID
Mm,
laws.
mm,
There's no way
Mm.
I can generate enough revenue for
Yeah.
this.
I
mm.
think it's a balancing act, lah. It's a balancing act. You really have to
Yeah,
balance it
it's a
out.
bit of both. It's a bit of, but you're
Mm.
right. I think you're right. The cinemas will definitely take a back seat. I mean, the cinema houses will take a back seat
Yeah, but
compared to
I'm
before.
worried
Lah.
that if they lose the power to negotiate the deals with all these production houses, right? We
Mm.
may be able to see movies faster than coming out on Netflix or
It's true.
Google
It's
Play.
true.
I think, but yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, somebody will have to take that hit. You know,
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
it's
just
beneficial
who.
to us. It's beneficial to us as viewers
But
because
but
one way or another we're gonna view it.
but just so you know, right? Actually, Netflix, how they came out with so quick and fast content, right? You know how it works, right? They have this very big marketplace in China, right? In somewhere in China, in the filming village, right? Where they on a yearly basis they used to have this lah, but I think now it's been digitalized already, right? So basically, right, there's this huge marketplace, right? The Netflix buyer just go and buy. They are given like 20 seconds preview or half a minute or maybe 2 minutes review of that series or whatever, right? And it's been filmed for 6 episodes or whatever, right? And just go buy. They just go pay and buy, but a lot of movie makers, right, they don't want to immediately sell to Netflix unless they need fundings. Because sometimes Netflix, right, they really have they already set the SOP already. They already set like, okay, this one we only pay this amount. That's why if you see when you see a lot of movies being pumped into Netflix, right, it's not a good thing, or the movies are so old that they just want to get extra money out of it. That means they're solely feeding on loyalty or
Eh,
See, like,
whatever.
okay, from my personal experience, when I was working with Astro, and I work directly with the content people. Not sure whether it's industry secret or not, but anyway.
It's okay. Spill it.
Um,
Feel it.
well, okay, I'm not gonna go into details, but what happens is how they negotiate a package from a distributor. For example, will be I pay you X amount, or the distributor will say, okay, you want a newer movie, you pay me X amount, right?
And I'll throw
So
in
now
some
with
crap movies along with that.
and I train some crap movies along the way. Exactly that. So I pay X whatever dollars and cents, and then I get 20 other movies, like 20-year-old movies, for example.
I think that was the
Then
Netflix model
I
for the
have
longest
21.
time, at the start especially.
A lot of people, I think they still do that.
Yeah.
iFlix is a good example, right? Because they don't have their own production. So iFlix is a good example of that, but that's where it gets tricky, because when you don't show stuff that is up to date and you keep showing stuff that's old, eventually people will get bored of it and drop out.
Very true.
So back to main point. So you got exclusive rights through Amazon, Apple TV, Netflix, Disney Plus. I think these four will be in for the long run. Whereas the other people who do and all that, I don't know. Question mark lah. Really question mark.
So this actually, Daryl, you couldn't have said it better myself, because that straight away can land into our next topic of HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I forgot about HBO. Oh my god, yeah, how can I forget about
Yes.
HBO? Yeah. HBO
Actually,
is the
I wanted
long
Danny
one as
to
well.
be online, because I think he's the most familiar.
He's hardcore.
Yeah, he's
Hardcore.
Danny will be the best person to talk about
So
this.
basically, to sum it up, HBO had a lot of different platforms. They had a platform that was for operators only, which is something like Astro, where it's tied to Astro. They had a HBO Now. I think that was their OTT a la Netflix kind of style. And now they're coming up with a HBO Max, which, to be honest, I have no idea what is the main purpose, but it seems like they're consolidating all the previous two apps into this single app.
So they have one single platform to deliver now.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense. Which also tells me that most of their deals with all the operators like Astro and all that is all coming to an end. So they are, I'm guessing they're thinking of global domination already, lah. You know, they really want to go up against Netflix already.
Actually, they don't need to do much. They just have to dominate the US market. Then eventually follow through.
Actually, I don't know.
In fact, I think
China market is bigger though.
Yeah, but China.
From movies,
sorry.
Apart from movies, right? Before I forget, apart from movies, if not mistaken, even sports is going that direction. So, if not mistaken, I think EPL, being the biggest football source or the league in the world, or whatever they call it, right? I think, and 2021 or 2022, they're going to go with a pay-per-view model online. Streaming. Sorry, live streaming.
I mean,
they did mention it.
Yeah, that's the right
They did talk about it. Yeah, so you can either subscribe through your favorite teams or per game or whatever lah. So you don't need to rely on your traditional providers like Astro, Fox, and all the stuff like that.
Actually, quickly, when it comes to football, right, I was watching some of the EPL highlights, right, that YouTube has. Looking at an empty stadium, it's quite sad. I mean, okay, we normally watch football on Astro, right? But I'm pretty sure, Daryl, we have watched a few live games.
Oh yeah.
And nothing beats that. That is
nothing beats that.
Absolutely
right. Absolutely right. Nothing beats a live environment, the ambience and the energy you feel is just amazing.
Just amazing.
If you're lucky enough to go to Europe or England and watch a game there,
exactly,
it's crazy. It's a surreal feeling. It's crazy.
Yeah, but imagine the loss of revenue there. I mean, one game pack. Okay, I remember I paid like £30 for an Aston Villa game.
Yep.
Right. So an Aston Villa, I'm guessing their max capacity is about 40,000.
About that lah. Most of the English league squads about that lah. Yeah. If not talking about the top 5.
A lot of money, you know.
And then those guys that bought the box tickets and all that crap.
The season pass. Actually, that's not so high. I mean, if you support the team, it's so much more cheaper to buy.
Season pass is a lot cheaper, you know. It's like maybe you pay
I know.
a lot cheaper.
I know. And then we also cannot forget about all those people who like the F1 and all that, right? They actually go on a viewing deck and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Those are the money. Those are the more to the money maker kind of thing, lah. Right?
Yeah. So apart from movies, I think the sports world will also use these platforms to reach to their audience.
it's good lah. I mean,
Mm.
it's
So
good for
yeah.
people like us, but the live
Mm.
feeling is I'm afraid that will go
Dead.
away lah.
It's almost the
Mm.
same as saying, when we used to wait for good movies to go to HBO Max, for example. We may not be able to have that for not for the near future.
Yeah, but the thing is very funny also, right? If for the players also, right? When they score a goal, like nobody cheering for them.
No, that's why a lot of stadiums they put in
The fake,
the cheering, yeah,
Yeah,
through
fake
the PA
cheering.
system. They just cheer and cheer, and then score, goal score. They
that
will
was
play
like
louder or something like that. Yeah,
that's just
because
weird lah.
the footballers are not used to playing in silence.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's like they're going for training, like they're
Mm,
practicing. It's
mm,
just weird lah. Then when they go, they usually turn to their fans and then
correct.
they do a skit or
Exactly.
whatever. Then suddenly like there's
Now you look,
nothing.
like nobody. So
So
it's like, yeah.
It's weird lah. Serious.
Daryl, I
Quite
want to get your
funny.
thoughts on this, right? So it's an empty
Mm.
stadium. Does home ground advantage mean anything now to
Oh,
you?
that's a very good point. Okay, so home ground advantage, usually there's two parts to it. One is obviously your fans, because you have like 80% of the crowd with you. The other one is a lot of, quite a number of football pitches of different sizes, by the way. There is not all the pitches are same size. So home ground advantage could mean also that you're used to playing with a narrower field or a wide or a longer field. So it depends. So that one can also play a part. So you still have advantage playing at home, obviously. Don't forget the traveling. So if you're a Liverpool squad traveling all the way down south to Southampton to
Comfort,
play,
yeah, the comfort,
yeah, it's yeah.
the feeling of
So
being home,
home advantage still plays a part.
plays a part, lah. Yeah,
Plays a
Because
part.
absolutely.
Although you're definitely gonna miss your supporters, but
yeah, so
there's
that's the thing.
some other aspects to it as well.
The supporters itself, right? I mean, we've seen it so many times, especially when you're talking about, especially Liverpool and Man U games. I think these two feeds off the crowd's energy so much, right? That their performance can
Yeah,
actually
Yeah.
change.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
could influence the decision of the referees. A lot of stuff.
Exactly that as well. I never
Yeah.
thought about that. Yes. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
Anyways,
definitely. So back to movies.
yeah,
So
back to
yeah.
movies. So HBO Max. Another thing. I think the last thing before we sign off is one of the key highlights that HBO Max has announced was the release of Snyder Cut. Now, if you guys don't know, Justice League came out about 2 years ago. It was considered a bastard child kind of movie where Zack Snyder, Joss
Yeah.
Whedon, and of course studios interference made up the movie that we saw.
Yep.
And now HBO Max will be releasing the full Snyder Cut. They have reportedly pumped in about 20 to 40
20
million
20 million,
extra
yeah, something like that.
just
I think
to
Henry
furnish the movie.
Cavill made some comments about it. I have not read it yet though.
Exactly. I mean, the ripple effect of this is kind of interesting as well, right? Henry Cavill started coming out more. Yes, he always liked Zack Snyder, and suddenly he's more keen to play more Superman roles. You have the guys, Cyborg, and even Ben Affleck also supporting the Snyder Cut and all that. Curious what you guys expect to see in the Snyder Cut.
Well, honestly, I have not. I mean, I've seen or read snippets of it, but not really in depth on what it's about. So I can't. Won't be fair for me to comment. I need to do a bit more research on that.
I mean, a gauge was that Zack Snyder actually said that whatever that we saw in cinemas was about 15-20% from his movie.
So it's almost like a whole new take
It's
on
basically a whole new
Justice
movie.
League.
Yeah. I think it's a
Well,
3.5 hours movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't mind, because to be honest, I thought that the first what we saw, Justice League, was a bit kalam kabut lah, for lack of a term.
That's the right word.
But it's a bit messy, it's like jumping from one scene to another where it's not really linked, just too much chaos, too messy.
I mean, I have always been a fan of releasing the Snyder Cut lah. Whether it turns out to be a good movie, to be honest, I'm expecting it won't. I'm expecting it'll turn out to be a complicated, confusing movie. I don't deny it. Critics will bang it, but I still really, really want to watch, and I do not mind paying money for HBO Max just to watch it.
Yeah. But to be fair, right, a lot of people by now, through the Marvel Universe experience, or rather Avengers experience, they have to accept the fact that when you have a movie of this magnitude where you have so many superheroes, superstars, it's difficult to just concentrate on one. People may have their preference. I like Wonder Woman. I want to see more of her, but it's not going to happen. It's
True.
never going to happen because you got so many different people and you only got like 2 hours to tell the story, right? So the expectation has to be set right, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially these big ensembles
Exactly.
and all that, right?
Exactly. It's no unless you tell a 10-hour movie, then different story, like you can focus on each character a bit more. That's why if you ask me this sort of storyline, I better if it was a series.
Actually, I think the Snyder Cut is coming out as a series now.
Then that's good. Then that's
I think
something
it's
which
going to
I
come up
would
into
definitely support.
I think it's going to be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 or 4 episodes, something like that.
Then it makes sense. Then you can actually tell a little bit more in depth what each character is going through, or the development of the character itself, and whatever Yeah.
But must also know shooting a movie and shooting a TV series
Different.
cuts off is totally different, right? You don't have the cliffhanger to drop to get you in for the next episode. So I'm very curious on how they're going to edit this kind of movies. It's definitely a first lah. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time ever that a movie like this coming out of a director's cut and made for TV. So
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Endgame was transformed into a series? Cliffhanger will be like
Black
Widow
whole
falling
season,
off the.
23 episodes.
No, it's like imagine she can like Black Widow is falling off the cliff, but then you don't know if she died or not because you stop. You wait for next episode.
The next episode, you see Hawkeye wake up. Allah, you mean I waited 1 whole week for this shit? Yeah.
It depends where you cut or edit, right?
So it'll be interesting to see this whole Snyder Cut. I think it's coming out early next year. Yeah.
Of course, they have to do a lot, and they have to do a lot of endorsement for now, because if the movie doesn't do well, the actors also won't get really their fees also will go down already. Correct, right?
Not really, but the actors
I think that's why you see
been paid already for this.
They've been paid.
Yeah, this one is just additional money for the
the receipt.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, and of course distribution and marketing, I suppose.
Marketing
a lot.
And only marketing they will push it to the distribution house, right?
Yeah. I mean, since this is coming out directly from HBO Max, so I guess the best way to gauge the success is seeing how much subscribers HBO Max can actually get lah.
I suppose for the actors also, that's why maybe some of them are branching out into series, or those mini series in Netflix and stuff like that. Whereas previously you'll never see,
Actually, I'm following this whole Snyder Cut quite closely lah, and the biggest actor that was really really happy about this whole Snyder Cut was the guy that played Cyborg. I can't recall what's his name right.
Scheiße. Yeah. Okay, so he was the most positive fellow, is it?
Yeah, because technically Zack Snyder's Justice League was basically the main guy. If I'm not mistaken, the whole story, they told his background, how he got into the accident, his early life.
Okay.
It was a lot about him, and the Justice League that we saw, he got cut out a lot.
Yeah, he got cut out. There was not much of Cyborg actually. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think he was a bit disappointed. He did not show his talents, I guess. Maybe that kind of affected his future roles. I don't know. So with the Snyder Cut, I think he should be happier. He probably might get more roles after this. So it'll be interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
I'm guessing everyone's excited for Snyder Cut.
Oh, yeah, definitely looking forward. But right now, don't want to get too excited about things because everything's gonna be like next year.
Yeah, because we over expected. Then it's like crap.
Actually,
to be honest, my biggest disappointment is I can't get to see Top Gun 2 yet.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be coming up this month.
June. Yes.
Oh, last month. Oh my God, Top Gun 2 would have been released by now.
Yeah, exactly. June.
Daryl was like, shit.
No, exactly. The not today is really hitting me back in the face, man. Yes, you are gonna watch it, but not today.
Not today.
Damn it.
Come out for you.
Yeah, it's supposed to come on in June.
Oh, bloody hell, true. So I forgot about all that.
36 years waiting until, oh my God, 30 odd years, 32 years or whatever it is, yeah. 1986.
Damn.
I mean,
34 years.
The movie has already been shot. It's just waiting to be released. And as far as I know, there's a lot of movies that started production already, so that's a good sign. Hopefully next year will be full throttle again lah. But like you mentioned, I'm missing the summer movies this year.
Mm.
We would normally be watching Top Gun, Tenet.
Correct.
I think Black Widow also was supposed to come out this
Supposed to
time.
come out, yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
movies that's
A few.
missed out.
But right now, just watching series on Netflix, obscure ones, trying a few, see how it goes. I think the missus is watching 13 tapes, 13 reasons, 13 don't know
13
what.
Reasons Why.
Yeah. No, it's a series one.
Yeah,
Where
series.
this girl commits suicide and leaves tapes, right? Yeah.
That's
Then,
13 Reasons
That's
Why.
a dark show, if I'm not mistaken. Quite dark.
Quite.
13 Reasons Why? Is that what?
Yeah, 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, it is
Why?
a dark show.
Then I'm watching like Warrior Nun, which is based on a comic book.
Is that any good?
Then okay lah. It's like good versus evil, angel versus demons, the kind of genre lah.
Okay, I'll catch it up. I'll catch it up.
Okay lah. It's okay. Can layan lah, as they say can layan.
Good thing is, if you guys recall, even before MCO, my TV spot.
Oh really?
Yes. So I've been watching a lot of Netflix on my monitor, and it's not fun lah. I can't lie down. I can't get aircon. I have to stay in this room with the fan. So my TV finally got fixed, and
time to catch up.
Yes, I should be catching
And also need to catch up with my Flash and Supergirl.
Okay,
So that's something to look forward to as well. Flash is still okay. I watched about 3 or 4 after the what do you call it? For Crisis. After Crisis.
okay lah.
It's not bad. Still alright. Yeah, still alright.
Okay. Once you actually finish catch up, we'll actually do a quick review on that.
Can basically Flash and Supergirl in that space. Only Flash and Supergirl. The rest I don't. Arrow no. Batgirl no. Batwoman, whatever it is, no. So Flash and Supergirl only. No.
Fair enough. Okay, I think we've gone on for quite a fair bit already. I think we can actually call it quits. It's about 50 minutes. It's not too bad.
Just nice.
It's not too bad.
I think it's a nice little recap or summary of what we feel is going on in the entertainment space with the whole COVID situation. I think a lot of people are feeling the same. Is what we are.
That's right.
True.
Anxious, frustrated, and all of the above.
That's true.
So just to let everyone know, the YTF show, what we're thinking to do right now is we want to come out with a podcast like this, probably once every 2 weeks, and in between, of course, we'll have our quiz as well. We do plan to continue it on. That will go on, and once.
I think you're right, Nick. I think what you can do is you can schedule it such that you have 1 week of quiz and then a week of podcast to talk about the quiz.
Exactly. I mean,
example.
Let's face it, the quiz, we do have a lot of nice talking
quite
points.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and you forgot another important thing this week, Nick. You forgot to congratulate Liverpool for 30 years.
Yeah.
I did. Was that in the notes? Let me check.
Never happened. Never. I wonder why. You should be happy for your neighbors, Nick. You should be happy for your neighbors.
I'm actually I'm happy lah. Not to say I'm only happy because sooner. Okay lah. First off, congratulations Liverpool, finally winning EPL. I'm happy in a way that I know sooner or later Liverpool will win. It's bound to happen.
Confident lah.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. I
Oh,
can't
but
say the
it
same for
almost didn't,
Everton,
huh?
to be honest. I can't say the same for Everton. I don't see them winning the league anytime soon. So, but Liverpool, there was definitely
Everton still on the top flight lah. So that's something to be happy about.
true. So I rather get this over with now. Have every year saying that next year will be our
Next year.
will be our year.
Yeah.
So, they've won the Champions League. They won
It's like
EPL.
for Nick, so for Nick it was like,
done. So moving on.
Yes. Moving on. Let's not talk about past anymore. Let's just look season by season moving forward.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I don't know when the new season is going to start. I think it's still scheduled for August, but we'll have to see now.
Yeah, we'll see that. We'll talk about it once we hear more about it.
Once it starts, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I
right.
think we'll sign off now. thanks guys for
Alrighty.
joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Have a good
thank you
week.
for having-
Have a
Yeah,
good week,
have a good
everyone.
week.
So
And yep, stay safe.
Stay
Stay safe and stay social distancing, socially distanced, or whatever
social
you call it now.
distancing. Yes.
Socially,
Social distancing.
socially
Distance with each other. Yeah.
All right. Stay
Yep.
safe. So I'm gonna cue the music and see you guys.
Ciao.
小请教 already lah. We have we don't even have breakfast, man. I'm makan already. Right, now we have